We get a 1987 Camaro. Oh no, it's a Firebird. 1987 Firebird with a cracked dash. You can see the weather has caused it to expand and crack and dry out. And we're going to show you how to fix it very easily and quickly. Stay tuned. Okay, so preferably you want to remove the dashboard from the vehicle if it's an easy one. Sometimes you could also remove the windshield if it's a dashboard that requires tons of work. You can pop the windshield out and fix it that way. And alternatively, on some vehicles, the crack could be in a position where you can actually leave the dashboard in the vehicle and just repair it on the spot. If it's like a small crack, more in the front area where you can reach and work, you actually don't need to remove the dash. But on this one, we're gonna try to remove this dash pad. Okay, so we've undid the screws at the top here. There was 4 screws, and then there were Phillips, and then there's a number of little socket screws, I think 7 mil or something along that line, at the bottom. So screws at the bottom, screws at the top removed, and then the dash pad should slide out. Just getting around the speaker. Let's try and move the steering wheel down. Okay. All right, we got the dash pad out. So now we can put this on a workbench and fix it up. Follow us. Okay, here's the back side of it. You can see there's like a foam pad. The speaker grill covers are screwed on. All the nuts are missing except for this one. So you're just gonna take that nut off, take the speaker grill covers off, and then start prepping it for repair. Okay, so here's the dash pad. You can see how deep the cracks are. Now, if your dash pad like this one has some kind of Armor All or grease rubbed into it, make sure you really remove that with a degreaser. You can use like a final wipe solvent, bar salt, acetone. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to shave down the high points. So it goes high here, goes high here. We want it all flat. So now that we have it perfectly flat, dashboard's almost done. The next step is to get rid of the foam underneath. You want to go about 1/2 inch underneath each section of pad We want to get the foam out of there so we can get our sealant inside. And then we want to scuff the edges. We want to give ourselves a distance of scuffing, probably 6 inches on each side, and get rid of 1/2 inch of foam tapered in. Okay, for this next step, we're going to use lightweight body filler. You're going to need a really nice spreading dish. I use a can, flathead screwdriver to open the body filler, and watch what I'm going to do, because I have some tricks up my sleeve that I'm going to share with you. We take some body fill, put it on the can or your tray. So I'm going to use, probably going to have to do this twice. So I'll do this amount probably 2 times. About that amount there. Now what I like to do is I take a little bit of this fiberglass resin, and I just put it on top like so, and I try to make an S for super amazing. Then coming to the edges. Now I mix that in. Mix it in. Nice. Okay. Happy with that. Next thing I'm going to do, now you definitely want to wear gloves when you're playing with fiberglass matting. Don't touch it with your bare hands. It's not good for you. So, carefully, with our gloves, we're going to take some of this and set that up. So, we got our lightweight filler, we have a little bit of resin, we have our matting on standby. Now we take some hardener, and we're going to use that much there. The first line is very thin. If you're trying to reference how much I'm using, just stir it all up. So, here we go. With this amount of filler and that amount of hardener, we probably have about 20 minutes of work time. The more hardener you put, the faster it'll set, but the weaker it will actually be. So you don't want to do that for something you need a lot of strength with. Mix until the color is consistent. So I'm pretty happy with that there. Now, watch the next step. Take the fibers, drop some in, like so, and take just a tiny dab of this. We'll do maybe 2 eyes and a nose at the bottom. So there's the face there, just the nose. Can probably make a mouth out of it. So it's kind of like a happy face. Now we mix it. So we've sanded down the skim coat. We have everything kind of nice and smooth. The next step is to degrease everything. I'm going to use acetone. And that'll take all the cleaners off. Otherwise we'll get reaction in the paint. So we're not going to take it to the level of show car, but if you wanted to take it to the next level, just make sure your skim coats are perfect and that there's no waviness, everything's flat, there's no pinholes. And what I would recommend after that is rewrapping it with vinyl, leather, suede, something like that. But we're not going to do that method. What we're going to do is we're going to paint it. This is a driver, and we're just doing a quick touch up on the dash repair. So, acetone, dry it. Okay, so when you're priming this, you want to make sure you use an adhesion promoter or have it built into the primer you're using. First prime your repair areas before you prime the rest.